Happy Friday. It is actually Pi Day. I always remember that. It's 3/14. This is Lauren Schultz. I'm an author here in Southern California, and this is my first, what I'm calling a book chat. So I'm an avid reader as well as a writer, and I love to actually have conversations about books, which is why we're doing this evening. And I have the pleasure of having read the author that I will be speaking with before. And this is great time because she has just released a new book, which we're going to be able to chat about. So this is going to be the first, I would hope, of many upcoming book chats with authors. And what makes this conversation pretty special is that these book chats are actually conversations that we're having as an author to another author. And I've actually read the author's book. So this is going to be very exciting. And let me give you an introduction about Miss Author Chelly P. So her bio is, she's a lover of books and has been reading for over 20 years. And she loves to write poetry, actually. And becoming an author was something she really wanted to do for a very long time. And it took a lot of courage for her to actually start the process of writing her first book and actually submitting it. And she says, it's nothing like a good vacation and a book, which I agree to immensely. So this author has actually written several books. This is not the first book that she's written. And she's recently, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, she's recently celebrated her newest release, Achille, which is Achille, the Armstrong Brothers Sable Ridge series. And this is also a collaboration with an additional author, Street Keys. I have never met Street Keys, and I have not read a Street Keys books, and I won't be able to talk to Street Keys, but we get the ability to talk to at least Chelly this afternoon or evening, wherever you are. So right now I'm a little bit cold because we have a storm here in Southern California. So bear with me, the guy chilly. So I'm going to actually go ahead and read the book synopsis to you to see what this book is about. So the synopsis: in the picturesque town of Dasher, the air is charged with grief as Achille, the oldest brother, faces the heartbreaking loss of his father, the patriarch of the Armstrong family. With their ancestral land at stake, the brothers must confront the devastating consequences of a bad deal made by their father, which now threatens to strip them of their heritage. As Achille navigates his sorrow, he uncovers buried family secrets that reveal the true nature of the deal, and the adversaries lurking in the shadows, eager to take advantage of their vulnerability, determined to save their family legacy. Achille rallies his younger brothers for a journey that will test their bonds and reveal the strength of their unity. Dasher is a small town, and Sable Ridge is one of the town's largest Black-owned farms. So this is a fun book. It's also not very long, which is really fun. So it makes it a really fun read. And you actually can probably just really binge read it over the weekend, which is really, really fun. And in the chat, I want you to note that in the comments section, please do pay attention. I do have author Chelly P's information there in the comments section. So please go ahead and check out her website. It is literaryjourneywithchellyp.com. So make sure you go ahead and visit that. And also her book link is in the comment section as well. So hopefully you can click on that. And please, please, please support small publishers, indie writers. It's very important that we get that kind of support. And please welcome Miss Chelly P. I'm going to go ahead and bring her into the room right now. All right. Hello.
Hello.
Thanks so much for joining me this evening.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. This is really, really fun. I'm so happy to have you here and chat about your new release.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, perfect. So I have some questions, of course, because like I mentioned, I love books, love reading, and I know you're an avid reader too. So I'm sure you know how this goes. Definitely, right? Yes. So I gave your introduction, but can you talk a little bit about yourself? Something that was not in your introduction. If you want to go ahead and start that way.
Well, currently I have 6 published books. With Achille, the one you mentioned, being my newest release, which came out last Friday. I penned BBWs and the men that can't get enough of them. Like you said, I love poetry, so my writing started with poetry. It started with short stories, and then I took the leap and wrote a full novel.
Very
And
fun.
I'm from Los Angeles. So
Are you in LA right now?
yes, Gardena to be exact.
Okay.
So I'm out here with the storm with you.
Okay, perfect. So we are weathering that. It's like been cold for a couple of days with the rains.
I'm over it.
I don't know what to do with the heater, right? So,
Man.
all right. So these are always some fun questions here, and then I'm going to also chat to see if we have any kind of comments coming through. So I will be checking my chat too to see what's going on. So if there are questions, we are going to get to Q&A. We're going to have time to do that. So if we have anybody here who's here, we will definitely open up for Q&A if I can see if that happens. All right, and let's go ahead. So I have a question here. So this series here, this is I've read a couple of books from you that have been like on the urban fiction trajectory, and
yes.
this is the Sable Ridge series. So what inspires you to go in this direction with the Sable Ridge series?
So to start with, it was the cover. I seen the cover. I love the cover. So it was like, okay, I normally write like urban street lit, romance. And it was like, I was like, this can't be what I normally write. So this is going to be something new, something different, out of my comfort zone. And that's how, and it was like, I just asked my friend who was the author, would she like to write the book with me? And she said, yeah. So it just went from there.
Awesome. And with partnering with another author, how did that work for you when you were working with another? Because you have your voice, you have their voice, you have your author voice, their author voice. So how did that work for you? Was this the first time you did like a collaboration like that, or?
Yes, this is my first time collaborating. It really wasn't that hard. I would say it was probably harder on our editor because one of us writing first person, the other one writing third person, and we didn't realize it as we was writing. So when the editor got it, she was like, I'm gonna have to do some extensive changes because she said you could tell it's from two different people because of the first person and the third person, but other than that, it was I would write something and I would send it to her and she'll read over it, then she'll write something. So it's like we basically was feeding off of each other.
Oh, nice.
So it wasn't hard at all.
That's fun. That's exciting.
It was.
Very cool. And let's see, here's my other question. I like characters. So what is your character process? How does that work for you?
Okay. Personally, as a writer, I am an unorganized mess. So it's like I can have a thought process like, okay, this is how I want them, but as I'm writing, the character whole vibe of them may change. What I can say for Achille was from start to finish, like that calm person, but affirmative, guy that I wanted him to be. That's who he was.
Very fun. Very fun. Cool.
Yeah.
And with Achille, there are multiple supportive characters
Yes.
in the series too that we're seeing. And I noticed that, like, and I'm sure you don't want to give, like, so readers, stand by because we don't want to give anything away. There's no spoilers in this conversation. No spoilers. But with your secondary characters too, what was that experience for you as you are you, because some people, and I can talk as like a writer, some people focus mainly on the arc of their main characters maybe, or the characters to support that one, and then the secondary characters sometimes take a back seat. So how does your process work with your secondary characters as well?
So with the secondary character, I mean, this is a little spoiler because we have posted a flyer, and Aiken. He was a secondary character, and I can say that he's gonna have a book. So it was just like we wanted to give like an introduction, basically, to to the other characters, and we just wanted you to kind of get a feel of their personality to be able to tell how their time will come when it's their showtime.
Very fun. like 3 books down, like who is this? Like,
Yeah.
it's very fun. Awesome. Very cool. All right. And for the audience itself, I gave the synopsis there, but from your voice as the author, what is this series about to you?
For me, it is about Black men, Black farmers. It is about it is just to show like their strength, to show their unity, like the unity in Black family, because a lot of times that is light is not shown on unity in Black family, so it's like it was just basically we wanted to show like when there's an issue, like this family came together to solve it. We just wanted to show Black men in a good light.
Like that. Awesome. And with this series there, I'm going to kind of piggyback on what you said, putting Black men in a positive light there. Mm-hmm. So with that, what else would you want readers to take away when they read this book, and then even the series, if they continue on the series, hopefully?
Strength. Because all the characters are going to be, strong. Like I said, unity, laughter, comfort. Like, I just want you to read the book and just to feel good. And that's the goal. It's just like I wanted to be like, okay, I read this book, and it was like while you was reading this book, you were smiling, you enjoyed it, and it was just like the book was happy. I don't want it to be like, even though we have parts in the book that was like, could be frowned upon, but for the most part, it's like I just want this book to be happy and just comforting.
Very nice. Helps with family dynamics that I read in the storyline too, which is really a nice connection there. All right. And do you know, and again, I don't want to give spoilers, but question, do you have an anticipated or an ideal length that you see for this series?
Well, there's 4 brothers and 1 sister.
Okay.
So the 4 brothers will all definitely have their book. They're each on book. Now, when it comes to the sister, do we want to just give you pieces of her in each book, or do we want to give you a whole full her own thing? That is the question that we have not answered as of yet.
Oh, well, awesome.
And we're working on book 2, but all 4 brothers will definitely have their own book.
Very fun.
I can tell you that.
Maybe readers can chime in saying, okay, no, we would.
Well, so far, readers from the feedback, one lady was like, yeah, so I know we're going to get all 4 brothers and the sister book. I said, sister? Excuse me? Don't be adding no extra work for me now.
That wasn't part of the plan.
That was not part of the plan. We had 4 brothers, and that was it.
Well, let's see what happens, right?
And that's one thing that I'm big on, is letting the book, speak, work its own magic. So it's like if the book is speaking, if that character is speaking to me, then I have no other option but to indulge that character.
That's always a fun kind of behavior as a writer, like that's like, okay, well, this person keeps talking to me about,
got me out looking like a patient, because I'm over here talking to myself, and I know they probably like, what is she talking about?
It's like, no, I'm a writer. See my shirt, right?
Yes. I'm talking to somebody that's talking to me. You don't see them, but they're there.
Very fun. I totally understand that there. And with this one, can you also, to the audience and to readers out there, and this can be like, it doesn't have to necessarily be the book itself, or just like talking to your writing journey, what inspires you to continue writing?
The feedback from the readers. Because I have some readers that have read all my books and they still talk about my books to this day. The encouragement that I receive from my family, and then it's just the characters. So far, these characters, be speaking to me. I have other books that I've written, and it's like I wanted to do a spinoff from a character that was mentioned in that book, but it's like that character is not talking to me. But no, but this is really just like the positive feedback, because it's like you really don't know who's reading your books. I mean, you could look on Amazon, you could look on Chelly P, and you could see, but it's like you don't really know until a reader reaches out to you, and it's like, oh, I want to talk to you, and it's like, you read my book, yeah, So it's just that the encouragement.
That's very, very cool. I've always said like cool. I don't even know it's fashionable to say anymore. That's awesome. And like I like how you talk about how characters speak to you. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I think like I don't know if readers. I mean, I don't know if readers understand, but I know what you're saying as a writer. Mm-hmm. So I mean, just as a fun conversation to talk to a reader, mm-hmm. when that character talks to you, what does that look like to you as the writer?
Voices in my head. Like for me, it could really be like this is like the real truth. I could be laying down in my bed, lights off, eyes closed, like drifting off to sleep, and it's just like this voice or like this thought come to mind, and it's like lights on, laptop open. Okay, that's right. Like it really do. It's like I can, and it might sound crazy, but it's just like I could be just, the room could be so quiet, and it's just like the thought process that just runs through my head, and it's like, oh yeah, let's write this book.
I love that.
Let's write this book.
I'm not the only person. I always like to share, because just having the book conversation, mm-hmm. I always like to share with people like an experience I had with one character that I was working with, where I really thought that this character was going to serve as the for audience people who are readers, your bad guy, or the opposite character to your main character. Mm-hmm. I thought this character was supposed to be that, and I was writing and drafting, and this voice just did not want to be that person. And mm-hmm. so I ended up we kept him, but he did not take that role. So it's like, so as you guys are listening as readers, so that's what we go through as writers. We hear, and I'm sure like even as a reader, you can even hear the characters' voices when you're reading, which is a fun thing too.
Yes. Let me tell you, that's one thing I can say. If I'm reading a book and I can visualize everything, and it's like in my mind, this is how the characters sound and look, that is an amazing book. That is, because it's like, y'all in the woods, why am I in the woods now, so it's just like, for me, like it's like that, like like just being able to escape when you're reading or writing, and it's like you're in this whole different world.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful thing.
Beautiful thing.
Yeah. Okay. And here's one. This is the fun one that I have. So let me actually get the scene. I have it prepared. I'm not going to read the whole thing. So your favorite scene comes from chapter 3. Ooh. Right. Now, due to some of the explicit language, I'm going to just read a paragraph from chapter 3. So here we go. So this is chapter 3 of Achille. So he goes, on your knees, as if her body was under his control. Delia dropped to her knees. Good girl. That just made my woohoo harder. He unbuttoned and unzipped her pants, pulling them down. So with this one, guys, so this is what you guys get to enjoy.
I can't believe I wrote that.
So this is again just to tell you this is a fun, it's a fun book, and it's really a fast read, and it's like the people are engaging, I would say, and they're and it's like it's just a fun thing to do. And I'll tell you my favorite sentence is I'll tell you what my favorite one was in a second. But that's what, so you guys, this is what you guys get the adventure of reading if you pick up this book this weekend. And for us, it's raining, so it's a nice little, read for the rainy weather, right?
Yes, it is. Yes,
Absolutely.
it is. Like,
here we go. So
snuggle
now,
up.
with that scene there, can you tell me, was that why was that one your favorite scene to talk about?
Number one, because I still can't believe I wrote that scene. Number two, it was just because the type of guy Achille is, he is so chill. So it was just like to see him be so firm and demanding, in that type of situation. It's like, oh, okay.
What I liked about that was the fact that this character that we were starting to get to know had that thought about the character so early on that she would just go to the liberty of coming up with this
whole scenario, exactly. And that's another thing. It's just like you had an actual interaction with this man, and it wasn't too pleasing, but then you go and you dream about him in such a nice manner. It's like that man will just rude to you a little bit.
Guys, you're gonna need I would say this is like a good old a good old, if you drink wine, that's a wine scene. That's a wine
Definitely.
scene.
Definitely. I might have had some drinks when I wrote that. Definitely.
That is too funny. All right, and then this is my final Q&A question directly for me. So what is the most asked question from your readers?
When is the next book coming? Some of them ask me, how do I pick my characters' names? Honestly, Google.
Oh.
I Google, like, I will say, like, what's a strong man name, or what's a strong woman name, or like, depending on like what the thought I have for that book and how I want that character to be, that's what I will Google, how I want their name to be. And I will do the meaning. And I did say that I was going to start putting the name with the meaning in the beginning of the book, but I forgot.
There's always second edits or second versions, right?
Yeah.
That's fun. That's really fun. These, and the names I thought were really really interesting. The choices, they were all very unique for this read, definitely too.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. So I have, this was quick, and oh my goodness, we've only been talking for like 20 minutes. It seems like
it always go by fast. It really does. Yes.
But it was fun. It's been fun. Yes. I've enjoyed this conversation with you, definitely.
Yes.
So with this one, Mike, one question. Can you tell the audience, I know you have the additional, all the brothers are going to get a book. Anything else you're working on in your writing journey right now?
I'm working on, I have a book that I wrote previously. It's called Take a Chance on Me. And the main character in that, the main female character, she has a little sister. So I have been working on that, but to be honest, Achille was really not supposed to come out yet. But we had posted a flyer that had all the brothers' book covers on there. And the way that post took off, it was overwhelming frightening, exciting. So it was just like I was working on, which is gorgeous. That's her name. I was working on her story, but it was just the way that Achille, the way that the audience, the readers were so excited. It was just like, like that book started speaking to me. So I had to put that book to the side and I worked on Achille. We got through that. And then it's like, I have been going back and forth with Gorgeous, and then with the next brother book, which I can spoil it for you, Asante. So I have been going, back and forth, but we have been working on that one. So I'm working on 2 books right now simultaneously.
Very good. Congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Definitely.
I'm trying.
All right. And so you just talked about my next question was talking about like asking like what folks have expected from you. Like, so we know that you're working on those things. Is there anything pending for release this year? Or do you have any book signings
I don't have any completed books. I have expectations of how many books I want to release this year. Is that going to happen? I mean, I want to release 7 books total this year.
Wow.
That's the expectation of myself.
Mm-hmm.
So am I going to push myself to do it? Yes, I am. Is it going to happen? That's the $1 million question.
Dramatic pause.
That's the $1 million question. Because I'm definitely pushing myself.
Very cool. It's a journey, right? It is definitely
a journey. And what I can say is the readers don't understand what that journey is. Because it's like, I love that they want the next book, but sometimes for us authors, it could get overwhelming with the expectation, that the readers have. So it's like you try to work fast and work hard to give them what they're asking for, but it's just like, like it's just like I just want to disappear into my own little oasis and just write and just block out any and everything else.
Which is understandable. That's there was like, no, wait, we just relax.
Yeah, because Achille just came out last week and they're like, oh, so when is the Santi coming? You gonna have to ask him because at this point.
And so you guys, you readers out there, please do go on and leave your reviews. Definitely leave those reviews and definitely tell somebody else about the book that you enjoyed. So support your author here and help to build her community. Definitely.
Please.
And so with that one here, I'm going to, what I wanted to do is like share my favorite line involved a magnolia tree.
I know who you're talking about. Miss Hattie.
I was like, oh, I gotta highlight that one.
Fun fact, on Goodreads, if you look up the book and you see like the other people that read the book, it's a reader. And I just loved this because she made like this post on TikTok, like her favorite highlights. But if you go on Goodreads, like she has so many highlights in the book. And it was just like, I was like, I love this.
How fun.
I love this.
Oh my goodness. So guys, keep those highlights, right?
Yes.
Authors really love to hear what your voice is saying about our works. So definitely communicate. Like that's so fun. That's so cool. Thank you guys. Thank you, readers. All right. So with this one here, what I often do, I offer book thought posts. I post reviews on books that I've read. I don't put stars at all because I personally don't really need stars sometimes. It's just my opinion of things. So I'm going to offer my offer on my end, I would like to, the book post is going to be posted on my website tomorrow. If you interact with my Book Thoughts post, I'm going to be able to gift my three copies of this book to 3 different readers out there. So please go ahead, go to my website. I'll make sure that's in the comments. It's laurenschultzauthor.com, and you're going to read my newest blog post. And please comment on that and share some love to author Chelly P, please. And I will gift a copy of Achilles to you for that posting there, that interaction. All right. So please, again, I'm going to put that in my stories on my Instagram and Facebook. So on that post, if you do, again, interact with that post, I'm going to be gifting a copy of Achilles in the ebook to you for interacting there. Awesome. And Miss Chelly, do you have anything to share?
That and give 3 copies to 3 readers as well.
Look at that.
So you can just give me their names and emails if that's fine with you from your website, and then I could just send it to them via email when it's
very cool. That's 6 books. That's 6 free books to 6 readers. All right. Yes. So we're giving out books. So you have nothing, no excuse. There's no Netflix surfing or anything this weekend. No Hulu. We're going to be reading a piece.
I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I can highly suggest you read the book.
All right. So let's see. So again, I'll have that post ready tomorrow. With those posts, that's going to be 6 books. So we have a match. So 3 from me, 3 from Chelly P. All right.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. So again, guys, I'm going to see if I have any Q&A coming in. Do you see anything on? Are you able to see anything on your end, Chelly?
I don't see nothing.
Okay. So we don't have any questions. That's very cool. So if you are interacting with this video, or if you're on my YouTube channel and you have any questions about this, please shoot questions and I will respond. And I'll even reach out to Chelly to see if we can get any responses, if there's any questions about that.
Definitely.
Please. And Chelly, can you tell people how to follow you and your website information?
If I'm author Chelly P on Facebook, TikTok, Threads, Instagram. I have a website, literaryjourneywithchellyp.com. You talk to me, please believe I talk back. Yes.
Very cool. Awesome, guys. So please, again, follow this author, support this author, and we're waiting to give away copies of a new book here. And this is like, and again, you read you heard the little I gave you, and find out what the magnolia tree is. You got to find out what that is. Otherwise, we got the follows there. I made that announcement there. So I want to thank you so much for taking the time to chat books with me this evening.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. This was really a blast. We'll have to do this again in the future. So
yes.
Definitely. And for everybody else visiting here, or if you stopped in, or if you're seeing this as a replay, you can follow author Chelly P. She's, again, on several social channels, and her information is in the comment section here, so you can definitely see that. When I go back in, I'll make sure all those links are also clickable and you can all get them. And thank you so much for joining me for this book chat. This was really fun. And when we do another one, we'll have another author in the room. So thank you again.
Thank you.
You have a great evening, everybody else. And
you too.
This was fun. All right. Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.